Talking Threads.
Hello, it's Brittany, and you're watching Talking Threads. So, first theme was to just kind of talk about life. Today I had a grad fair, which meant that I had to go on campus, and I normally don't have to go on campus, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. My mom came down from Nashville all the way to Memphis, which is like a 3-hour trip, and that was a whole lot of fun. My mom's one of the coolest ever. Okay, so that took care of one, is just life. 2 is, what is the hardest or most difficult thing you've ever had to do? This is a very difficult question for me, and I don't necessarily like it because I feel like whenever this question gets asked, that people all of a sudden go into this kind of outdoing the other person. Oh, that was so hard. Well, I've done this, and this was so much harder. And oh, this was so much harder. Well, I've done this. And it just gets really old really fast because difficulty is subjective to a person. So, the one thing that I think most humans can agree on that they've all done that is more or less equally as difficult as something someone else has done is the actual act of being born. You know, that's extremely traumatizing and physically painful. I know when it happened to me, I couldn't breathe and they had to put me in this little thing to help me breathe. But I don't remember that, of course, and you probably don't either, which speaks to just how traumatizing it is. Actually, I think there are more biological reasons for that, but that's beside the point. But recently, academically, the hardest thing I've ever had to do was that midterm back a few weeks ago that I was working on. It was a 30 to 45 page midterm to be written within 1 week. It had to be at least 9,000 words and had to cover 3 different questions. It was very, very, very difficult for me to write because I've never had to write that much in that little time before. And I worked really, really long and hard on that. I even spent like 12 hours editing, and I didn't necessarily get the grade I wanted. I didn't get an A, and that really, really sucked. And, you know, a lot goes through your mind whenever you fail. And whenever you do like me and feel like you failed big time. And I think one of the hardest things was actually going back and still putting in effort and still trying to care about what I'm doing and not give up. That's really difficult. Which leads into the third part. I think that life and that grad school and difficulties and whatever it is that holds you back even for a minute is very much like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. You know, he gets a lot of slack for not being the most intelligent person and dropping anvils on himself. However, he always gets back up. He always continues to hunt down and try to catch the Roadrunner, and even after he's just jumped off of a cliff, he still goes after his goal, which, as seemingly impossible as it is to obtain, he doesn't stop. And that's what I have to remind myself of, and I have to keep chasing the Roadrunner. So yeah, this is my video for the week, and yeah. Also, Anya, you asked a question this week, and I don't remember right now what it was, and there's a train going by which is really loud and obnoxious. So my mission for next week is to go back and answer your question, and answer the question of any of the threaders this week that may or may not pose a question during their videos. So yes, and 100th video Friday. I believe it's Friday, assuming everyone posts. Yes, so